Rick, you've worked for Draper for about 7 years. Tell us a little bit about your general duties are.
So I am the Trails and Open Space Foreman for the city. I generally am head of the maintenance projects up in Corner Canyon on the trails and down in here in the Mehraban Wetlands Park and on the paved trails and such. I also help supervise the volunteers through the city, which is a program that can reach up to 4,000 hours. So our city is definitely involved in the stewardship of our trail system.
We've got a lot of volunteers. So we're at the Mehraban's Wetland Park right now.
Yes.
City owned, city maintained by you and your crews, right? So tell us a little bit about the ponds. We're standing in front of this one, but there's a few more than this one if you're unfamiliar. This is like a little treasure in the middle of Draper that a lot of people probably don't know about. So give us a little rundown on this.
Yeah, so this one behind us here is Sunset Pond. It is a stormwater collection basin. We also have 4 other ponds to the east of us, which are part of a wetlands, and they're spring-fed. And well, 3 of the 4 are spring-fed. The 4th one is stormwater.
So this one's stormwater collection. The other 3 of them are natural springs.
Yes.
And how do you control the level of this pond?
Well, there's an outlet box back over there, and we've never really controlled the levels of the pond. We just keep it at its high point, try to keep the water as deep as possible because that's beneficial for the fish and
so we've
water
got fish.
quality. Yep.
What kind of fish?
There are carp, catfish, bass, and trout in this pond.
Okay, awesome. So here this morning you've had a group of young people, pretty young people actually, probably like 4th or 5th graders on up, and tell us a little bit about what they're doing today.
Yeah, so this is the Draper Wetlands Conservation Corps, and they are dedicating their time throughout the summer to keep some of our plants watered that we've recently planted. They're also going to go around and clean up trash where they see it and to help the city with their efforts in maintaining the park.
And so we've had some issues in this park before with non-native invasive plant species that we've had to eradicate. Some of my least favorite plants, the Russian olive tree, for example, right? Over here, there was a bunch there, city removed them. And now these young folks are maintaining, keeping the Russian olives out, planted a native tree. So how many of them do you have here working generally?
So the crew is made up of 10 to 12 young people, and they're led by Melissa, who lives right across the street. So she's a local steward that got this thing going. It's pretty amazing. And they planted over 30 plants about a month ago. And so they're trying to keep all those alive.
And so the city's put some money into this area over the years. What's the most recent, tell a little bit about the most recent investment here in this park.
Yeah, so along with city time, this pond, the banks were rebuilt, I want to say 6 years ago. So it was all lined with Russian olives, and we had a big project where they ripped out the Russian olive with equipment and then rebuilt the outlet structure and tried to make this a little bit more, enjoyable to. Good.
So, and it's got a trail all the way around it. So if you have never been here and you want to check it out, and I encourage you to do it, they just told me that the trail around this pond is exactly a 1/4 mile. So if you're a trail runner and you want to run by the water, get your 1/4 mile laps in. And then there's more trails that connect the other ponds, right?
Yeah.
Very good. So do you think it's a pretty well-kept secret? Probably not a lot of Draper know about this.
Not a lot, no. Yeah. This group and their neighbors, they spend a lot of time here, but outside of that, we hear it all the time. People come here and they're like, we didn't even know this was here. And
well, let's tell folks where they should park if they want to come check it out.
So there's a small parking area off of Riparian Drive, which is just west of 1000 East.
Okay, so off Riparian Drive, west of 1000 East. If you want to come check out the Mehraban Wetlands, please do come check it out. And more importantly, if you're looking for a place to volunteer, I'm sure they could use a little helping hand here along with all of our other trails. Rick, thanks for all your good work. And we wouldn't be able to do it without our volunteers, right? I mean, most of the trails and stuff are maintained in this city by volunteers. So we're grateful for everyone that volunteers. We know we wouldn't have what we have without them. And we're grateful for our good staff who, work hard and coordinate and make it work. But this is definitely a labor of love. These young kids look like they're having a great time. They were talking about catching snakes and turtles and fishing, and what a great way to spend a summer around a beautiful outdoor park and getting to take care of it, investing their time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears. If they've pulling Russian olives, they're going to get a few cuts, and definitely works.
So my name is Melissa Inouye. I live in Draper, and I live in this area around the ponds. And my kids come here and play all the time. They ride their bikes around, they look at the ducks, they know which ducks moms have which number of babies, and which geese families have which number of goslings, and they have names for the ducks, and they just really love the ponds. So when we started to spend more time in the ponds, we noticed that there's a couple of things going on. So for example, if you look at this pond, you can see that the banks are kind of are eroded. A lot of the vegetation's gone from the ponds, and there's also a lot of Russian olives and Phragmites in the ponds, which are invasive species. And we ran into someone from the city who was working in the ponds, cleaning out the Phragmites and the Russian olives, and we asked how we could help. And we just thought it would be a great opportunity for the kids to be involved in working in their local community and to know more about nature and just to be outside enjoying the beautiful environment.
I've been coming here for years and I love exploring around and climbing trees. I'm volunteering here because I want to help grow some new plants and make this place especially beautiful.